Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late May 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for the Aquarians here, please? Energies, messages, concerns, all that good stuff. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in late May. It's a beautiful time of year, at least around here. But yeah, let's see what's happening for you, my friends. Messages, energies, all that good stuff. Okay, quick. Very cerebral energy here. Sharp. A lot of mental activity. And this comes through in a really, really powerful way. And I do know Aquarians, although you're the water bearer, you're an air sign, which is generally cerebral, but it feels like even more so, if that makes sense. Like this is an extremely intelligent type of energy. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. But also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. Now, it does show up from time to time. I'm sure if you watch every week, it does show up here or there. So we see this monkey, it's dressed up as Shakespeare. It's holding a skull, it's contemplating its life. It's in front of a typewriter. There's all sorts of mathematics and binary code behind it. So this does kind of point to an intellect or someone whose mind is sharp. This reminds me of the Ace of Swords in the way it feels. So I think of someone who is like seeing things clearly, seeing things sharp. There is something around the mental faculties here. So whether yours or somebody else's, there could be problem solving going on. So you could be really good at troubleshooting or just seeing things clearly. There's like cutting through the filter is what I think of with this. Now, I'm sure as an Aquarius, you do have an active mind, or most of you do. Just know that those could be heightened. So whether it is the problem solving or using it for good, or maybe there's just something you've been thinking about quite a bit. Like it's on the mind and it's like thinking. It just feels very powerful in the mind. So we're just going to put that down right now. Let's get into tarot. See what else shows up for you, because I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So very, very powerful mental action going on here. Let's see what's up. And yeah, while we shuffle this up and get it ready to go, talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Surprising Change, so I do feel like for a lot of Aquarians, there could be situations or things you're going through that are prone to really change on a dime in this time. And that energy, if it didn't happen last week, it could still bleed over for the next couple of coming weeks. So keep that in mind. Like situations, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, could be prone to a lot of flux, if that makes sense. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So when we take this out, it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Aquarius, please. What do we got in late May? Quick. I mean, I did one little shuffle here and the first card popped out. We have the beautiful Ace of Wands, opportunities, offers, beautiful. We are starting off with a bang. This does remind me a little bit of tower energy, but in a different form. Like it's like, whereas a tower could be like TNT, the Ace of Wands is kind of like a firework, if that makes sense. Let's keep moving. Let's get the rest of it. Wow, okay. Ace of Swords, so you have double aces showing up this week, Aquarius. And the fire-air combination as well on top of that. And I already mentioned the Ace of Swords. This gives me a very similar type of energy. Let's get one more out here and we'll really piece it all together. Thank you. No way. Absolutely no way. I think this might be a channel first, my friends, where the whole entire top row, main portion of the spread, it's all aces. And you do also have a bonus, because tumbling out with that Ace of Cups came the World card. So talk about like bookends here. For a lot of you, there could be so many choices on the table. Like I'm almost dumbfounded that all these cards came out in succession. The only one we're missing is the Ace of Pentacles, right? But let's go through I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So yeah, at first look, first glance, my friends, obviously we have three very distinct possibilities and paths here for a lot of you. Hopefully this is multiple things coming into your life, multiple paths that you could take simultaneously. This might be like, all right, pick and choose. You might have to choose a path or make a choice of some sort. But all the aces have similarities, but different shades of aspects to them. All aces are beginnings. The world represents the close of a chapter. So it's interesting that the world is the close of one thing. It's a bonus, but we have so many new beginnings possibly here. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because this reading this week is going to be about the nuance. It's going to be about the fine detail, especially since we have ace, ace, ace. Now, position one, the ace of wands, very fiery. So I did say we're starting with a bang when we mix the elements here. We have fire, we have air, so it's like an explosive energy here in the beginning. We have the water that cools it off on the back end. But this ace of wands, as I will say with every one of these cards, all aces are opportunities, they're offers, they're new things, new cycles, whether it's renewal or just new paths for you to walk down. When I see the ace of wands, I always say it's very fiery, it's passionate. It could be something that lights a fire within you. It's going with your intuition, it's going with your gut. Whereas this next one is like very much logical. This one is about going with your heart. This one is more about just like doing what you feel. It's like very spontaneous. So this ace of wands, yeah, it could be things that happen spontaneously or out of nowhere, especially with the fire. I always say watch your temper in this time, especially with the front end aces. When they combine, could be explosive, and this ace of wands can be very temperamental. For a portion of you, you might be running a little hot in this time, so the libido could be heightened when the ace of wands is here as well. But I want to see why we are starting off with this fiery, powerful energy. And this is such a unique reading already, the fact that we're starting with the three aces. So it's like offer, 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 opportunity, 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 all these different paths. So I can say, like, yeah, some Aquarius is like, the future is wide open for you. Even if it doesn't feel like it, there's like distinct paths that you could walk. Now, position number two, we have the ace of swords, very, very similar to this friend here from the very beginning. So the sword of truth. So just like the others, it's an opportunity or offer, something new coming in, and it's logical, it's intense, it's seeing things for what they are, cutting through the illusion. Sometimes there could be certain things you're cutting out of your life when this is in the mix. And another thing about all aces, aside from opportunities and offers, they're communications, they're talks, they're messages. So there could be big importance around giving or receiving messages or talks. And generally this one is more of a serious toned one, whereas the ace of wands could come in out of nowhere. It could be explosive in nature. This one could be very serious and stern and to the point. So you might just be communicating in that way in this time, okay? Or it could be multiple things. I think you get what I'm putting down here. Now, the challenge, I already gave you the challenge of the ace of wands. The challenge of the ace of swords is that sometimes it could be very cold. Sometimes it could even be a little bit mean. Okay, so like you kind of see what we're looking at here within this whole spread. Now, as we move towards the back end, because I did say that all of these cards, they could build together for like different routes or different possibilities how something's going to turn out for you. The ace of cups, this is more of love, whereas these ones are like fiery and intense and there's so much going on. This one is like a little more chill, it's calm, it's very intuitive, it's soft, it's loving, it's caring, it's not as intense. Now, yes, it could be emotionally intense, and this could represent romance, romantic feelings, and we could be looking at the big picture of life. It's like we have the lust, and then we have the intellectual stimulation. Now we have the feelings of the heart with this ace of cups. So we're going to really need to dig into the deeper aspects of the clarifiers when they come out with all this, because once again, whether they are talks, messages, or communications, or just plenty of offers being presented to you, I just see a lot. I see a lot of different ways certain things could go. And this is definitely the most unique reading this week by far, so far. Now, on the back end, as your bonus, we have the world. It represents something coming to a culmination, a cycle possibly closing. It's not an end like the Ten of Swords where there's a lot of pain. To me, it's more like an evolving or an evolution where it's like, okay, we're moving into the next phase of something. We're reimagining something. And with all these aces, I'm kind of picking that up as well. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get a good shuffle here for my friends, my guide spirit team. What do we got? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Wands. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Ace of Wands time. What is this about? What is this Ace of Wands? Thank you. Okay. So I feel like this could be several different things. We have the Emperor in reverse underneath this, and this is a bit of an uncontrollable type of energy. Now, this could be something or somebody where it's just extremely magnetic. You can't control how you feel, whether it's for good, bad, or indifferent, whether it's someone that just pisses you off for whatever reason, or just someone where it's like, oh, like this energy is super magnetic. It's like something that's not really controllable, if that makes sense. So I would say this could be a little bit of a warning in this time, Aquarius. When we have the Ace of Wands with the Emperor in reverse, it's something that's very fiery. It's not quite controllable. And we're going to want to see how it all plays out. Now, I will say this. The Emperor could represent authority figures when he's in the upright. It could represent an Aries or an authority figure. And yeah, I mean, it could represent your relationship to authority or authority figures in general. But when I see it in reverse underneath, I feel for a lot of you like, no, I need to do my own thing. It's like that urge for liberty and freedom. It's like giving me that kind of vibe, very intense. Like, I will do what I want to do. It's like giving me this. So that's not necessarily bad, whether that's through business, relationship, or otherwise. This is a highly independent type of energy I'm picking up here. But there's also that aspect of it that's very much uncontrollable. So whether it's a feeling you have, could be a talk that's very explosive. It could be news that's coming in that's very explosive as well. I think you see what I'm getting at. We're just going to keep moving forward. And yeah, sure, these could all manifest as different feelings, different situations. But let's see what that Ace of Swords has. Because I feel like we need to see a full picture. I don't want to invest too much time on any singular one. I want to see the whole spread. So why is the Ace of Swords here? Okay. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so there is something on the table, an option, an opportunity, or something that will be on the table that just makes logical sense to you. Okay, that's one thing. For a portion of you, this could be trying to calm something down as well. So remember how I said there could be like an explosive talk or conversation or even message coming in. I do get somebody possibly trying to like keep things calm, serene, and we're just going to go this route, nice and slow and steady. Like whoever's showing up here in the center, they kind of have their faculties about them and they know which route to go. It just makes logical sense to me with how it's coming up. We have the Two of Pentacles. Now, for a lot of you, if you are juggling a lot of responsibilities in this time, if your energy's in a lot of different places, I feel like you're going to be taking it very well. Just know that your mind, the mental activity is still showing up here in a powerful way. Now, for a lot of you, if there are plenty of choices or options or paths on the table, there's one that wants to rush into something right here in the front. And this one in the center is like, no rush. I'm going to take my time here. Okay. Where one is like, no, I want to go with how I feel. This other one's like, no, I'm going to go with what makes sense, what strategically makes sense. So we're just going to keep moving forward. I'm just giving you the messages, how they're coming out to me. And remember, this could be totally different situations or an evolution in yourself. Maybe you were wild at one point and now you're come to a place where you're much more logical and grounded. Let's see what's up with that Ace of Cups. Because there is an evolution happening here. That's the one thing I will say. But there's a lot of possible offers on the table. But one, I feel like the one might like set that passion off within you, but the other one makes more logical sense too. So just know if multiple things do come in or multiple things are on the table, you might have a decision to make. Six of Swords. Okay. But I feel like this one feels easier, but it's not going to push you enough. Okay, so it's like we have different possible outcomes or different ways to handle a situation. And I'm just going to give it to you like this. When I see the Ace of Cups with the Six of Swords, of course, this could represent you coming into a much more emotionally balanced place, similar to what we saw, where it's like the mind and the heart. It's like coming into a place of alignment, which could be very good. So a lot of you could be moving into a place like that. But I feel like if they're different avenues, different directions, where like this one is very aggressive, very forward movement, very action oriented. Like we got to do this. On the back end here, this feels much more passive. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you, the middle ground is the way to go. So if you do have a lot of options on the table or offers, or there's different ways you could handle a situation, I feel like the logical way would be the best. Like, don't be too aggressive, don't be too passive. Like that nice logical middle lane is the way to go. Okay, but I don't want to get too hung up there. Now, the Six of Swords to me is generally something getting better. Okay, so this could represent a relationship or a connection or someone you have deep emotions with, really improving and moving forward. It's a card of distance and travel as well, but I really do like it. But to me, it does feel a little pacified. Okay, so let's look at the big picture here, Aquarius, because like I said, this could all be conversations as well, where this one's coming in super aggressive, this one is super logical, this one is super passive. There could be various different ways for you to handle various situations too, and you might have all these in your toolkit, right? But I feel like the optimal one, if I'm going to tell you whether it's a decision, a talk of importance, I feel like this middle ground is the way to go. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. This reading has a lot of little layers and detail to it. But position number one, we have the Ace of Wands with the Emperor in reverse. I did say this could represent an individual or a situation that you were like magnetically tied to, where you can't help the way you feel, where it's like you're pulled in like a moth to flame, or that's how someone's towards you. But it also feels uncontrollable. Very action oriented, very aggressive. So if it is a conversation or a talk, it could be an explosive one for sure. Moving to the center, and it's all about passion on the front end. The center is all about the logic, like doing what's right, going by the plan, going by the book. Like that's kind of what this is giving me here in the center. If you're juggling a lot of things, I feel like you're going to take it well. Just watch out for the extra mental load that you might be carrying in this time. I feel like this middle ground is the optimal way, to be honest with you. And I say that as a very empathetic person. And I have a lot of fire and water in my chart. I feel like this middle ground is the way for whatever it is you're going through, whether it is the options on the table or conversations, talks, messages. On the back end, we have the Ace of Cups with the Six of Swords in the upright. Something improving and something getting better, something starting to calm down, which is really good. Your personal relationships and connections could improve as well as a result of all this. And I did say this could be your journey, where at one time you were pretty wild, then you got things under control. Now you're much more chill. You see what I mean? We have so many different possible storylines that could be showing up here. But I do feel like this middle ground is the optimal one. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Let's see. I mean, I haven't done a reading like that in quite a long time, my friend. So just take it for what it's worth. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a very good thing. So let's get you one. And oh yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. I really do. Let's get you one here. One shadow card. Let's see, is it going to be another ace? Is it going to be another ace? Probably not. I mean, let's see. All right, yeah, no, it is not. So we do have a repeating card. It is a 2. So we have like 3 aces. Now we have 2 2s. We have the 2 of Wands. This is a big card of strategy. And something I've been saying ever since we had this clear thinker in the very beginning, like the mental faculties, the very strategic, logical type of energy. Then within this reading itself, the Ace of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, now we have the 2 of Wands in the shadows, is showing the importance of proper and sound strategy for a lot of you. Okay, now I don't know everything every Aquarius is going through, right? I'm coming in blind here. But the 2 of Wands to me is, one, a choice. of different ways to handle something, or two, somebody actually planning something out. So there could be something very important that spirit wants you to like, listen, don't just wing it. Don't just wing it like this guy here on the front end. Don't be too passive either. Plan it out. There's something important with strategy, and I'm just going to keep giving you that message. So I feel like it's very simple, straightforward here in the shadows, Aquarius. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Yeah, don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the May subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a one-on-one personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com. But for the May subscriber surprise, we're doing a winner's choice this month, my friends. 2 lucky subscribers will get their choice of either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a wonderful deck. It's one of my favorites. Or you can choose a crystal pendant of your choice from my website. They're homemade. The energy is luscious. They're beautiful. So it's winner's choice there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments where in the world you are from. You don't have to give me your home address or anything like that. It could be your country, state, province, whatever it might be. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you again soon.